It's August 17th, 2025, and you're listening to the While We Still Can podcast, where we talk about Missouri news, national news, sometimes international news, and whatever else is on our minds. Tina's here. What's up, Tina?
Nothing, man. I kind of forgot I had to work tomorrow.
Yeah, Mondays are like that, aren't they?
Yeah.
But you had an interesting, good day yesterday. There was a, demonstration march at the Missouri Capitol.
Well,
Lots of people showed up, even though it was so hot.
It was deathly hot, and we had...
It was like 100 degrees out there.
2 old people go down. So I'm guilting every young person right now. I'm at that stage, okay? Mm-hmm. Old people, he probably fought in fucking World War II. So, like...
He wasn't that old, was he?
I know, I'm just being fucking dramatic. But, like, maybe Vietnam, like, come on.
Yeah, he could have been Vietnam era for sure.
Like... And these people are out on the steps in like 100-degree heat. I was like deathly. And did I tell you I did a facial peel?
On purpose?
No, the night before. And like, it wasn't like a super strong one, not like a peel, but an abrasive face thing. And then I went out in that sun and my face was on fire yesterday.
Hey, it takes a lot to look 25, you know, so you do what you got to do.
All them what the fuck lines on my face that have accumulated the past 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned, guys.
Yeah, but it was good to see a lot of people out on a Saturday in the heat. And we marched around a couple blocks. Yeah.
Yelled at the governor's mansion, ruined somebody's wedding photos. Let's start
So in
off.
Missouri news, there's not a ton going on right now, but I did notice that there was a flyover of a B-2 stealth bomber in Alaska at the Putin-Trump meeting / summit, whatever you want to call it. And I haven't confirmed it, but I read that cost about over $2 million for that to happen, that the plane came from Missouri. So I'm going to just guess that it was, Whiteman Air Force Base. I don't know that, but $2 million, Tina, to have a flyover.
Well,
it feels like money poorly spent.
To
say hi to it. Welcome to a dictator, a murderous dude.
Maybe we should back up and say, okay, so Trump was meeting with Putin in Alaska to talk allegedly about the ceasefire in Ukraine. So
feels like Ukraine should be involved in that.
Yeah, this is weird, okay? So not only people are like, oh yeah, Putin's coming to Alaska, coming to the United States, and not realizing that fucking Russia and Alaska are like extremely close. But then Donald Trump said that he was going to Russia several times before he went to Alaska. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Dementia, Don? Okay. Then he has our military unrolling a red carpet for her.
Like, literally, a red carpet. That's so disturbing.
So there's photos of our military people unrolling a red carpet for Vladimir Putin, okay? And then what about the lunch?
Lunch?
The lunch that they were going to have. Did you see the menu?
No, I did not.
Oh my gosh. It was not so much the menu, but it was the way that they addressed Vladimir Putin. It said, in honor of His Excellency, Vladimir Putin, President of the Russian Federation. Why are we doing this?
I have no idea.
And feeding him creme brulee. But they didn't go because I feel like Putin is not going to eat any of the fucking shit. So then they have this meeting. It lasts 12 minutes? I'm surprised Trump lasted that long. But they got in the beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alone.
That's the armored vehicle.
Right. Yeah. And Trump got out visibly disturbed after.
Really?
And then left. They left. That was the end of their meeting. So what did they say in that car?
I read that his assistants and, officials were, they used the word ashen, like they had been physically shaken by whatever shook down.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
KKK Caroline. She looked ashen. So that's like white. Is that a bad kind of white? Because I know she wouldn't want to.
Hopefully, we'll find out someday what shook down.
You know, she's only 27. That bitch, like, hatred has really fucking aged her. Also, like, rectal polyp. He's only like 39.
Yeah, he looks way older than that. And if you haven't heard us comparing Stephen Miller to a polyp, that's who we're talking about. Stephen Miller, the
He's
architect
more of, like,
all
a fistula.
unfortunate. Again, that gives a fistula a bad name.
For real. Should we talk about have we talked about Newsom and the epic trolling that his female press secretary, whatever she's called, media specialist, she's a lit.
We did talk about that.
Okay.
And the pressure continues. They've been firing away at Trump all weekend long.
And I've noticed that he has not posted in all caps one time since this started.
If only we'd known it was that easy to stop. We should have done it 10 years ago.
And the AI generated Newsom photos
those are hilarious.
They're tickling me. They really are. And then every time that MAGA freaks out about it, the press secretary will like repost some shit that they posted of AI of Trump in the Pope outfit.
Him as a Pope. Yeah, that was hilarious.
They're like, this you,
yeah, well, good for them. I mean, you know, everybody knows that you deal with a bully by just punching him in the nose. That's what they should have done a long time ago.
Well, cue up Gavin Newsom 28, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Well, that's where my intuition is telling me.
Yeah, I think that it would make sense that he's trying to position himself there, assuming we have an election for a president. You know, we're not out of that woods yet.
Hey.
I know, I don't mean to be pessimistic, but things have gone pretty far south.
Yeah, they have.
I read today that the governor of Vermont denied the request to send National Guard troops to Washington, D.C., that is.
Yeah, Ohio, Virginia, and somewhere else is sending.
South Carolina, maybe.
Okay, is that like Civil War-ish there?
Well, for what reason? Like, again, we talked about before, like, we have documentation that crime in D.C. is down like 30%. There's many other cities in the country that have a higher crime rate than D.C. does, so why are we doing that?
To normalize military in the streets. There are sandwiches flinging, Lisa.
How many sandwiches have to die before this can be over?
Okay, no, seriously, my daughter asked me earlier if we could go to Subway. Locked and loaded, baby. No, I'm just kidding. All she gets is white bread, not saying white bread, you know what I'm saying, but just the plain, no herbs and cheese, nothing, and turkey. They can't toast it, right? She doesn't want cheese. So I get this. It's a 4-inch, okay? Not even a half of a foot. And this bitch rings it up and it's like $8.
That's insane.
That's like, insane. What?
Yeah. What's happening? Yeah. We went to Sam's Club yesterday, you know, partially because it's back to school and it was time to go and it was incredible. Our bill was high. Just for, you know, everything seemed a little more expensive than it usually is.
Yeah. And that's what they're doing. It's just a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, do you know anyone that lives in St. Charles? Because I'm seeing, you know, this situation in St. Charles where there's a company that has proposed building a massive data center on like a, you know, almost 450 acre farmland area. And they're concerned about the utility rates, the water quality. But apparently there's been a non-disclosure agreement. So nobody can find out any information. And there was a video of these folks at a public meeting, and it was really unorganized. Like, they weren't able to get any information. They couldn't hear the speakers. It was just very like ineffective as far as sharing information. So I wonder, I've not talked to anybody that lives there. I'm curious what the word on the street, like on the ground there is.
Right. So is this they're building the sleuths on the internet have kind of come up with the conclusion that it's like an AI data center?
That would make sense. I wonder who's building it.
can you have we need to look up or find out, like, who, because there has to be like a loophole in there that they got to not, someone lobbied for that, and who did that, and where did that come from, and why?
Like a loophole in the NDA, you mean?
Well, no, in the laws about how you can, public knowledge, how can you have an NDA on that?
Right, that's a great question.
So there had to be some legislation that made that so, and why, and how did it get in there, and follow that down.
Or how is it that you'd think that their local representative would have this information and be obligated and want to share that with people there?
Well, looks like...
if they don't know who it is, then they surely would have ways to find out.
Well, it looks like there is, what's his name? Dan Lieberman from More Perfect Union is investigating it. So he has, if you want to follow those guys on social media, More Perfect Union, that seems to be like, I'd make some phone calls if I lived in St. Charles.
Heck yeah, absolutely.
Like, resources are already, like, I don't know if anybody's seen their electric bills, bitch. Oh.
Yeah. And meanwhile, we've got reports that the White House had a spreadsheet, or has a spreadsheet, ranking company loyalty to Trump over about 530 businesses and trade organizations. Which, again, if fealty to your leader is required for you to get the benefits of a government, guess what you're living in?
A dictator, or an authoritarian, or would that be...
fascism? I'm not sure technically how you'd qualify it, but it's surely not a representative democracy. I guarantee you that.
Well, it's very like an oligarchy, right?
Government of the people, for the people, by the people, but only if you're, loyal to dear leader.
Yeah, like it's all corrupt. All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. And now, they know, so they have the media captured, like legacy media, like a couple guys own all of it. So it's very, you're only going to see certain things. So you're seeing all of these, what are they called? News people. What are news people called?
Reporters? Is that the word you're looking for?
Reporters, yes. Reporters are going off
I
on
see
their
what you're
own.
saying.
They're breaking off, and then Stephen Colbert getting kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
They're going and doing what we're doing now, and
absolutely. Well,
being their own
there's
boss.
So many good. There's great work being done by really small reporting, organizations, if you want to call it that, or companies. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a guy tracking stuff down on the internet based on facts, right?
Like following everybody's social media because people can't keep their mouth shut.
He has the, intelligence and diligence to just follow the trail where it goes, and he does a really good job. Or people like, Allison Gill with MSW Media.
Craig.
She's got, Craig Unger. So hopefully people are following them, and subscribing to them, because they have to make a living and keep their lights on too, to keep doing that kind of work.
Well, and I was listening to another podcast earlier, and the girl, I've never listened to her before, and it was kind of, I'll have to look it up, but she was talking about how we're, when you watch a good documentary, like we're gonna be those people.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously. Like, that's what we're doing. We're documenting history.
Yeah, I guess in our small way,
No, for real.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of a cool thought, even though.
Yeah.
For our 7 listeners, bitch.
That's right.
Thank you. You guys 10. Are amazing. We need to give out some merch.
Yeah.
Although tariffs hit, so,
Right. Finally, I think we wanted to talk about the printer gate with the U.S. State Department docs were found on a hotel printer near the Trump-Putin meeting site. White House says they weren't classified. Okay.
Messy. Hegseth was drinking again. Sent it to the wrong
Allegedly.
Printer from Signalgate. From Signal. He was on Signal.
Somebody call IT.
Yeah.
Print from Signal. Can you do that?
Oh, shit.
No.
Oh, fuck.
Whoops.
Oh, I would call my
Lord.
wife, but I don't let her have a phone. And
That's assuming she'll speak to him. But we don't know.
oh
We don't
God. Well, he doesn't think she should vote, because of that church
Yeah.
she goes to. What a weirdo. That's weird. Like, how insecure are you that you have to like dominate like that?
That just sums things up. These guys that think women are evil, they don't think women should vote, and they really don't think they should be able to have a job and basically no freedoms. But damn it, why won't they date him, right?
Well, honestly,
Maybe a little like self-investigations in order there, pal.
maybe that's why a lot of them like to fuck kids. Like, they don't, like, it's
Ew.
even easier.
Ew.
What? No, like they submit. You know what I'm saying? Like, control,
Okay.
like the control. I'm sorry, I said that in a very disgusting way.
Well, here's the thing that I think is accurate, and not hyperbole, and that is, that's why some of these guys go after girls that are really young, because they don't have the life experience and the awareness to say no to them, because they don't realize what they're standing for. Does that make sense?
If you don't know how to get out of a situation because you're not old enough, because you're a fucking kid.
Right.
And you're like, oh my God, this adult. What's happening? I don't know.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know what's happening. And you just freeze. And that's why they pray. Like, it's just a power thing.
They appreciate they like the attention from somebody that they maybe look up to because they're older, simply because they're older. And then before they know it, they're in a situation they can't get out of.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's a young person. That's a totally different situation than like a child, But anyway, we're not here to parse that.
Sorry, we really
definition.
went. Sorry, woo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But it is concerning that, in the last several years, the rate of young men that think that women shouldn't have certain rights has gone way up. And that's problematic.
It is, because, babe, no.
We need more guys to do YouTubes and podcasts and stuff, like good guys that have a good message that the young guys can look up to and learn from.
I feel like there are. We just gotta, I don't know, Andrew Tate, Jesus Christ, that's bad.
The antithesis is what I'm talking about here, because that's who these kids are listening to, or certain guests on Joe Rogan, or that's not leading them where they need to go. Thorin Bradley, if you're listening to this, which I bet there's 100% chance you're not, dude, do a podcast. That's the type of person I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Can he cut down a tree with an axe? Absolutely. Yeah. Does he look good doing it? He really, really does. Does he have a lot of good thoughts on women's rights? All kinds of things. Yes, he does.
If people would listen to him, and if he did it with his shirt off, they'd really listen to him. So
whatever it takes to get people to dial in.
Well, speaking of that, so the rally that I had yesterday, did we already talk about my I didn't get an interview on the news this weekend, but my ass did.
Give the people what they want, Tina.
Yeah, I just saw the little clip from the news, and I'm just like straight up bent over. It was hot out. It was the only thing that was going to bring the crowd, Lisa.
Do it, lady.
God, it was hot.
It was hot. All right, well, we're going to wrap it up for today. We'll be back with you again soon. And who knows what we'll be talking about then. So much happens so fast these days.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Have a great Monday. If it's already Monday when you've listened to this, have a good week. And get out there and talk to people while you still can.
Before the National Guard comes to a town near you.
For your own safety.
But let's just say no. That's what I remembered the other day. I was like, I am not consenting. Not that, well, they don't give a shit about that. Right. And they don't give a shit about that either. Never mind. Okay, back at square one.
Well, if enough people throw some dirt in the gears, they can't get much done.
Yeah, I won't be a willing participant. I'll be a pillow princess the whole time.
Don't do it.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.